Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and welcome to the webinar today with Braidio. I love their product. I think it's so cool. And as always, I say good morning, afternoon, evening, because we have people watching this webinar from time zones all over the United States and some people from outside the United States. So we like to welcome them, no matter what time of the day it is for them. We've got a pretty packed webinar today, our Under the Hood, and I don't know about you, but knowledge is key. And Braidio is one of the best at doing it. The layout for our webinar today, we're going to go over Braidio work streams, the problem that they solve and how they solve it, why clients buy it, the highlights. We're actually going to do an under the hood, and Sam Osborne is going to take us through the product. We'll look at the sales model, how you can make money at it, the incredible extra incentives that they're giving to all of the SaaSmax resellers to get going, and as always, how you can get started selling Braidio to your clients today. And one last piece of housekeeping, we will be taking questions at the end, so please type your questions in the question pane. So let's get started, and let me introduce you to Sam Osborne. He is the Director of Client Services at Braidio. His email and phone number are on the screen. And Sam, welcome to the webinar.
Laura, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it, and thanks for the introduction. My name is Sam Osborne. I'm the Director of Client Services here at Braidio. You'll notice in the picture in the middle, my family and I were lucky enough to go to Hong Kong, and as you know, I'll talk to anyone, anytime, any place about Braidio, even a bunch of interested Boy Scouts. Now, before we get started, we want to talk about a little bit about our support for our SaaSmax resellers. We're ready to give you a $500 spiff for every meeting that you bring to us between now and December 31st. What's the problem that we're talking about solving today? Accessing content or expertise in the moment is a need that generates more frustration than ease. Let's take, for example, an event that you're putting on. You have to access a lot of, if you're in a large company, you're going to have to access a lot of different people. You're going to have to access accounting, client services, sales, marketing. You're going to have to bring your boss into it, and it becomes really important that you make sure that you can get all that information. And what happens is it's really slow, really hard to get, because you've got to walk over, or you've got to find the person who has the knowledge, you got to find the person who knows in marketing how to write that program, to that public relations firm to get you the information you need, and that becomes very difficult. So what we developed was Braidio. Braidio is a workplace intelligence platform that brings all of these tools together. It not only brings in the people, the resources, and the work stream. Let's start with people first. Did you know that 80% of all knowledge within an organization is informal? Think about that. Is that when that person who is really key to the organization, who knows how to do one specific task, leaves an organization, all that information goes with him, or her. So it becomes really important that a person, that you get that person's knowledge. On top of that, you've got all these third-party applications. You've got Salesforce, you've got Trello, you've got Jira, you've got Slack. All of this becomes really, really important to bring it all together. When I go in the morning, I have to check each one of those applications. Wouldn't it be great if all that information, that informal knowledge, as well as those third-party applications came together? Now, as the COO says, we're not here to replace any one of those third-party applications. What we're trying to do is bring them all together, is to integrate them. And we do that through a work stream. And what the work stream does is takes all of those disparate parts and make sure that it flows into one area. We work with companies like Zimmer Biomet, which is in healthcare, Toyota Financial Services, Ribbon, Verizon, and Candy, all in telecommunications, as well as Excel, which is in the energy field. Our program works with third-party applications like Salesforce, SharePoint, Office 365, Candy, QuickBook, and Google Drive. And we're working on Facebook, Workday, Trello, Slack, Jira, and Confluence. But if you've got a third-party application that you want integrated into Braidio, don't be afraid to ask for it. We want to help you succeed with your customers. What jobs need to be done with Braidio work streams? Any job that needs doing can be done with a Braidio work stream. You want a job that connects silos, enables better and faster decision making, creates an atmosphere of trust between you and your employees and your customers, and speeds up search time, makes for more efficient workflows. Work streams will help you do that. What are the work streams? Work streams are really only inhibited by your imagination. Okay, so imagine whatever you imagine a work stream to be. It could be learning, it could be customer service, it could be new employee onboarding, sales. But there's much more than that. You're planning an event, run up a work stream for 2 months to get that event going. If you have what you think is a work stream, call us, and we will be happy to work through that with you and help you create the right work stream for you. What markets are we in? We're in everything from large enterprises to small businesses. We work in telecommunications, media, healthcare. Any company or organization that needs to get a job done should have a work stream. I'd like to take this moment and demo what we're doing here. As you can see here, this is my screen. This is my platform, and my dashboard. I'm mostly concerned with sales and customer success, and so that's how I set up my work stream. I have a couple of courses that my boss has required that I go through. I also have my activity feed. This is everything I need today. This is the product of my work stream that came out of Salesforce, it came out of Trello, it came out of Slack, and it came out of Confluence. In addition, I have a question about any of that. I can simply go in here and do a quick search in there or a voice search. Blue Prism. And all the information I need comes up right there. In addition, I have I can add to my own knowledge tab. One of the great things about knowledge tabs is you can get content from anywhere in your company, and that content can include PDFs, PowerPoints, Excel files, or even videos. And remember, everything in your knowledge tab is indexed. That makes for quicker searching, and it makes for ease. Remember taking that ease of all that product, we're easing it out. We're making this easy for you. And then we move into conversations. Conversations are also indexed in the exact same way that content is. And you can have conversations within your sales group, within your client services group. In addition, you can also have video chats and regular chats within that. And this is, again, all your chats are indexed. The question is, do you want to answer a question once, or do you want to answer it 1,000 times? If you want to answer it once, just answer it once, and then everybody can search on it. If you want to answer it 1,000 times, then go ahead. It seems to me like there's a better use of your time. Here are the work streams. If you go over here, right over to the admin piece, if you can set up your dashboard, if you can set up an email, you can set up your dashboard, your site settings, you can manage members. Remember, managing members only takes first name, last name, and an email. You can assign courses. You can create tier support. And remember, there's always a place in Braidio to ask an expert. You want to go deep into the, you want to go deep in and ask that question, that complicated question that boom, boom, you know, that no one else knows the answer to. This is how you find that expert. Companies can set this up on themselves. They can customize it in the same way they can customize this entire platform for themselves. So if you're interested in making a, in creating a work stream that's specific to your job or some other aspect that you have to do, and getting all the information back to you over the course of the day, this is the way to do it. Can we go back to the presentation, Laura? Thanks. All right, so the first thing we want to do is talk about prices. If you've got 100 users or less, you can get the Braidio standard for $12.50 or Braidio $15.50. That will give you single sign-on, one integration, all the work streams you can use, and user provisioning and deprovisioning. If you're going to go for larger teams, up to 500 users, that's $2,500. 1,000 users, 5,000, 10,000. Sorry, 5,000 users, $10,000, and unlimited, 25,000. And remember, we're here to support you through all of this, as well as to help you sell it. But the big question is, how do you make money? All right, let's take the medium teams. All right, the medium team is up to 1,000 users. Annual cost is $60,000. You get a commission of $6,000, and that is paid on a they're paid on a full contract annualized basis. They're paid 30 days after the contract payment, and all changes in policy have to be approved by the CEO. So one thing I want to say before we close out here, and I talk a little bit about the spiff again, is our CEO always says that we got to stop selling things and start selling customer outcomes. And selling these customer outcomes is what work streams are all about. You want the best outcomes in your company and for your customers, and this is the way to ensure that that happens. We want to support you, our SASMAX partners, in every way we can, and we're prepared to give you a $500 spiff between now and December 31st, and for every vetted meeting that you bring us. So please get out there and sell. And any questions, please let me know. Thank you for your time.
That was really great, Sam. Really.
Hey, Sam,
every time I talk to you, I learn a new piece about how we need to really improve the way internally as a company we link all of our resources together and our people together to make the knowledge flow so much easier. So I'm really excited about this. So anybody who has questions, please type them in the question pane. I'll be monitoring those. And a couple of questions came in before the webinar started when people registered, and we have some questions that have already happened. So if you don't mind, I'm going to dive right in and ask the questions.
Awesome.
Okay?
Awesome.
What kind of content can be uploaded?
You can upload content from PDFs, PowerPoints, and video, or even Excel files. Any kind of content you want, and it's all indexed and tracked. So if you've got a wiki or frequently asked questions that you have, upload that.
So there's no limit. Video, images, whatever, PDFs, documents, spreadsheets, everything.
Yes.
That's really, I love that. I love how easy that sounds. Okay, who owns the data?
The customer always owns the data, and they can take it with them when they go.
All right. Another question related to that.
I hope they never go, though.
There you go. A question related to the data from the same person is, how are backups handled?
Backups are handled is that we work with the Amazon Web Service, and they store all of our data and keep it encrypted. We're HIPAA compliant as well as compliant with a number of the protocols. Our toughest customer, though, is Intuit, which is QuickBooks, and they are always checking in on us, unbeknownst to us, on a regular basis.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting that you said that they're always checking in on you to be sure about that. Data is one, since your product is all about data, right, Sam? That is one of the biggest fears people have. What are the layers of redundancy that you have? So if one of your data centers goes offline, people would still have access.
We're up 99% of the time, and we have, through Amazon Web Services, we use a number of we have redundancies built in there.
Okay. What kind of support do you provide? That's one of the favorite questions we get so frequently from our resellers. What's the love? How do we get trained to sell this, to support the customer? Who supports the customer? That kind of thing.
Well, we all support the customer. Everybody in the company is there to support any customer. We're pretty much there 24/7. As you know from Contact the Expert, you can just send us an email, call us. My number was at the beginning of the webinar, as well as my email. Reach out. We want to support you because you say nice things about us, more people buy us.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, a question has come in based on the SaaSmax reseller offer where it says $500 for referral.
Yeah.
Who owns the client? I'm trying to paraphrase the question the way it came in. Mm-hmm. So are we just referring clients to you, or is it white label? How does that work? And whoever
either way. You can refer the client to us, take the commission and the spiff, or we can white label it for you if you'd like. Everything is, we're open to either path.
Oh, that's great. So there's a white label option as well as, I just want to hand this one off and collect the money.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Done.
When you were clicking around, this is from me. This isn't a question that came in from one of our attendees. When you were clicking around doing the demo and you clicked into the voice, what got me thinking was the methods by which people can access the data. So is it only accessible via a desktop, or can they access everything from their phones or other devices?
That's a good question. You can access it through mobile as well as desktop, laptop, and tablet.
Okay. Is there a minimum required device level or bandwidth speed that somebody needs to fully take advantage?
Not really. This is a SaaS product that sits on the internet. So it's as fast as your internet is. That's how it would upload and be useful to you.
Okay. Another question's come in on training time. How long does it take to get a client started and to begin to get them using it fully?
We can do that in about a week. Our record is 2 days, I believe.
So this is one of my own questions again, because people ask such great questions, it leads me to follow-up questions. So you say 2 days to a week to get them up and started. When somebody started, how do they get started? Is that something you train them to find the kinds of data that they want to pull in?
Yeah, the first thing we do is that we identify a key person within the company, a super admin, if you will. And the super admin then takes is responsible for gathering all the content that needs to be uploaded into the platform. And once they've identified all that content, we work with them to upload the content into the platform. And that begins the indexing immediately so that they can go right ahead and start searching within the platform right away. And then the next step is to identify people that they want to give access to the platform. Remember, the platform only needs first name and last name and email to access it. So they can upload those names in a CSV file and then give them access. And also they can give them levels of access, user, admin, manager. It's really up to you, and we can also customize the level of access too. In addition, you're going to want to put in the expertise. Remember, the Ask an Expert is that you could do you can say, okay, this person's going to have a customer support all the way down to a 4th level. It's really up to the customer, and we will be there to support them and walk them through that. They can also customize the entire platform itself. They can only give them access to, for instance, the Knowledge tab or just to conversations. But the whole idea is that it's really in the customer is the driver.
So you do all that just for their monthly fee? There's no additional setup charges for you to handhold away?
No additional charges. That's
okay. That's just crazy amazing. You're really handholding the client.
It's such a great platform because even the smallest company, 5 people, can get up and running and start it right away.
And then throughout the process, you check on them to see how they're doing to make sure they're really getting the data in and using it?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, checking usage is really important anytime. I mean, because you're paying money, you should be using it.
Is it possible to allow that data access to people outside somebody's organization to use it as sort of a help desk as well as just internal use?
Absolutely. You'd create an instance specifically for, we like to call it the easy button, and you could put something on your website. They would click on it and they would only be able to access, for instance, the Knowledge tab.
So I'm seeing ways for resellers to use it inside, and MSPs to use it inside their own organization for questions that clients ask them time after time after time again, that they could put up there and go, hey, you can just not Google it, you're going to check into our Braidio stream and here's the answers.
Right. So it goes down to the whole question is, do you want to ask one question? You want to answer the question once or 1,000 times?
Right. And most of us in the MSP field, having owned an MSP myself, it's like, I'd like to answer it once, but we always seem to have to answer it 1,000 times. Wouldn't it be great if we could educate clients to go here first?
Yeah.
Not that.
I was on a demo with a prospect this morning, and when I asked him that question, he said, "You can do that." So.
No, we're so used to not being able to do that, Sam, that it's just over and over and over again. You just sort of answer it without even thinking about it. So it's a great product. Well, thank you so much. I mean, you had me asking way more questions because of the questions that came in from our attendees today. Last thought you want to leave everybody about Braidio and working with you?
I hope this was helpful. We very much want to be work with you guys and to help you in any way we can. We're really committed not only to you as SaaSmax resellers, but to your customers as well. And please call us, contact us, anything we can to help you.
I love that. Thanks so much, Sam. All right, everybody, that's the end of our webinar today. If you're not already a SaaSmax reseller, I encourage you to reach out to Clint Gatewood, our channel chief. If you want to be connected to Braidio, which after today, I think I'm going to sign up maybe as well. I think it's a really cool product. But let us get you connected to Braidio, connected to Sam Osborne. He's a really cool, authentic guy, and he knows his product inside and out because he just has such passion and love for it. But that's what all our vendors are that we bring into the SaaSmax reseller community. We bring in vendors that love their products, that sell cloud apps with a personal touch. So let us connect you to Sam and to Braidio and get going today. Have a great day, everyone. And
Thank you.
don't forget, cloud apps rock.
Thank you.